Welcome back to the Cave. We're the Cave People.
Cave people.
Can you believe that family games together?
Stays together.
Hey, she got it. All right. We have a special review video for you today. We're going to be reviewing the board game Transgalactica by Devere Games. This is a 25 release, just came out. Danielle Ticini is the designer, and yeah, we have some thoughts around this game, some opinions, and yeah, we're just going to give them to you as we always do, unfiltered, unadvertised, unpaid, honest to goodness board game review of what I believe might be one of our top 25 games by when it's all said and done. But we'll see what we have to say. Have anything to say in the intro here?
Not really. He explained it all. That's what I was gonna say. One of my top 2025 games, probably so far.
Okay, so this isn't, we're not going to teach the game to you, but we'll get into some of the finer details of the game, I suppose. So this is a worker placement follow the leader type game where you have two different types of workers. You have your main worker, which are the bigger things, components here. And then you have your smaller little workers. And you're limited depending on the player count. Oh, this game does play 2 to 5 players, which is pretty slick. Um, Most games are like 2 to 4 or whatever. So this is 2 to 5, and you're already seeing one of the problems that I'm going to have with the game, but we'll talk about that later. Um, yeah. So worker placement, follow the leader. You have different areas of the board that you can place your worker on, and I'll try to give you a little bit of an overview of what the board looks like there. So you have some
laser on that one.
laser.
Point to it.
Oh, I don't have a laser now,
Oh.
but maybe we should get a laser. So you'll see the different areas of the board here. You have different tracks that you can go up. There's the tech track, that's the blue track over there. You have the political track, that's the green track. You have the production track is yellow, war track is red, and then you have these corner actions, which are kind of special. I think this is called the Omni action or something. This allows you to replay an action that's already been played in the round. You have your exploration action, you have your mining action, and then you have your trade action. And those are kind of the different places that you can go. And the way the game works is when it's your turn, you're going to place one of your large workers into an area and take a large action. Everyone around the table is then going to have an option, except for you, the person that placed, to place a smaller worker on that same action,
Or you can place a big worker on the same action.
or place a big worker on the same action and sort of carry out the action for a lesser benefit. That's kind of the gist of the game. There's a planet area here in the center that you're kind of fighting over, where you're going to be putting outposts onto the map there and capturing different planets. There's different planet types. I'm throwing components around here, but why not? Different planet types that you can be at. There's a travel mechanic. You see the lightning bolts on the map there. Those signify how much energy you need to travel. These are some of the planets. Those are like the base action planets, and then you have some special planets here. All of it's random setup at the beginning of the game. You have some special contracts you can fulfill, some special end of game objectives you can do, or sort of a vie for, and you also have an asymmetric faction ability that's like a small little extra power for you that you can use throughout the game. So that's kind of the basic gist of the game. You're going to go around and round and round. It's victory point. It's like a victory point race, basically. And you're going to play 5 rounds. I think it's 5. Yeah, the round counter's 5. Okay, and then there are other things that are going to happen, right? You go up a certain tech tree, you get money or resources or whatever, or you get little tiny bonus tiles that you can activate once per game. Things of that nature. You have some end of game scoring here at the top. Some things you can claim for big VP points or big VP boosts during the game. So that's kind of the basic gist. A bunch of different components here. Everything's wood. Your markers for your tracks, your workers. Like I said, depending on player count, you're going to start with a couple different workers. You might start with 2 large and a small, or 1 large, 1 small, something like that. And you can unlock extra workers who will be in cryo sleep at the start of the game. You can unlock them so you can place more workers down.
Those are not the big workers. Those will only be small workers.
Yeah, these are little workers, so secondary actions. for those workers. Yeah, and then you have like a trade track here and a political track, and the more your political marker goes up, the more trade and mining actions you can take when you take those specific actions on the board. So the better things get. Yeah, that's the gist of the game. That's kind of, without teaching you how to play it, that's the thing about the game. So we'll talk about some of the things that we really enjoy about this game. Go ahead, Lewis.
Some of the things that I really enjoy about this game is how the game play flows. It all kind of goes into one. Each round is pretty much the same. So you basically just start right over. And I really like the follow the leader part of the game because, like, the only thing I hate about the follow the leader is if I don't have a small worker and I don't want to take the action he just took, I can't do that action again. So I would have to take it then. Say if he went on the military
You
track.
could go on the Omni space though, if it's available.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. But that's once. You could do it once.
hmm
Go ahead.
I really like. I don't know. I just like the game a lot.
Components, mechanics.
I don't like components. These things, stickers, they always fall off.
So all of the components came bare wood, and then there were many different sticker sheets, and you had to put stickers on the front and back. Now, DeVere has done this before. They did it with Jerusalem, which is somewhere up there, and then some other game I can't remember. Now, this is my one contestation about the game. It's a pain. I don't care about putting stickers on things. I'm okay with that. Like I'll do that and be fine with it. The issue I have is that a lot of these stickers don't stick. They slip off. Chiefly the outpost. The outpost stickers is one of the worst components I've ever seen in my life in any game ever. Okay? The outpost stickers fall off, they stick to each other. If you're trying to sort the game, I mean we don't have an organizer, we have baggies. If you're trying to sort the game into baggies or whatever, they're all going to stick together. You're going to pull them off, and stickers suck. Okay, they're just bad. Like I said, I don't care if I have to decal things. I'm good with that, but make it so it's high enough quality that the things are going to stay on your wooden components. Maybe if we had sanded these down first and then put stickers on, but that's just a lot of work for a game that shouldn't require model building and painting and all that sort of thing, right? It's not a minis game. So that would be the one downside of the game. It's not a huge downside. I mean, it's just a component issue, really, but it is a downside.
But none of the components look the same. So you can still tell the different components apart. The stickers just don't stick.
I guess I should have clarified that too. In the book, it does specify the stickers are an optional component; they're not needed. So I guess if you don't really care about it, then that would not be an issue for you.
Just
I don't like the
better.
way that it looks with just bare wood components. I mean, I
Yeah.
get they're all different sizes or whatever, and you can tell what they are for sure without the sticker. But I would prefer the sticker because it's supposed to add to the flair. Some of the stickers work, some of them don't. The ones that don't are the ones that I would say are not good. They stink. What else?
Uh, do I say what I don't like now?
Sure.
Another thing about the components is I don't like the space in between the victory points. This is 13 space 14.
Yeah, that's a little
This
weird.
is really confusing.
I can see how that, yeah, how you might not like the victory point track can get confusing to at first. It's confusing to track because you actually skip a space between every VP marker there. So that is a little weird. Keep going.
Also, what I do like about the game is it's a little bit challenging to manage all of your resources at the same time. You might want to do all this stuff, but you only have a certain amount of lightning bolts to do it, and you have to choose which action to do based on how many resources you have to do. You can't just do all of it, which I really like.
Yeah, I mean, it really out there on the planet board. makes you decide like, hey, do I want an action planet? Do I want a mining planet? Do I want a planet where I can place an outpost and do production later?
Mhm.
Because the color of the planet matters with what resource you're going to produce. Or if it has a mining icon on it, it's going to mine something for you.
Or if it has
And those could be resources as well, or movements on tracks.
or if it has a pirate action, it's gonna help you with what does it help you with?
With this, the income action,
The income action.
income in between rounds. So
It's gonna get you VP every time.
yeah,
What I find about the game is it's really hard to move around the board or the planets unless you really focus on it,
or if you have a free move,
or if you have a free
something, you know.
move. I kind of stayed on the left side where all the pirates were. I got all three of the pirates. That was kind of my goal because I really focus on military in the game I played, and I think it worked really well.
Yeah, so that's another thing too, is like in this game, you can't go all in on all the tracks, at least as far as I can tell.
No, it's
I've
probably
played it
impossible to do it.
only 4 times, so like maybe you can, and maybe we're not that good at the game yet, but it seems like you have to focus on a couple different areas that you want to progress on, and make that sort of what your game is trying to do. If you're trying to go everywhere and do all the things all at once,
You are going to
I believe you're going to
fail.
handcuff yourself. Yeah, you're gonna have some shortcomings in some other areas that, um, and it just won't work out. So I like all the options. I think the tracks are brilliant. I like the theme of the game. I think it's very well designed. It's very clean. There are some issues with the rule book, but I guess they're cleaning those up. So I would, the rule book could be, I suppose, a bit confusing in areas. Now we didn't have those issues, but I have watched other channels, like that were actually I watched a teaching video where they had a couple of rules questions that were non-starters for them. I guess they had to not get started with the game. I'm not sure. We didn't really run into those problems. We kind of figured them out on our own if we did have any rules questions. So it's one of those games where you can do that, figure it out on your own. But the rule book I think is well written. I do like the structure of the rule book and the organization of it. I think it flows nicely. It starts, of course, with your components and your setup, but then it goes into like main game mechanics, and like explains to you sort of what's going to happen before telling you about each of the tracks. Which I think is nice. I think this is a good way of introducing the rules. So general concepts and then your track levels, your bonus tiles, all that sort of thing are introduced before you even get to the round structure. We've seen a couple rule books recently, especially do this and adopt this structure of rules writing, and I think it works really well. I think Racing Chicago is another game that does that. Galileo Galilei, I think, did that as well. So Roth also does that, which we'll talk Roth over here, which we'll talk about at some point soon. So I would also like to say this game, and I know on our channel,
This is a big thing.
people understand. Okay, look, Arcs won a lot of things last year, especially on Board Game Geek. Um, Folks on our channel, we're not too pleased with that. Like winning Arc War Game of the Year, I think is tragic, honestly. But it is what it is. It's subjective voting. Um, I think this game, Arcs was not well liked here in the cave, and actually largely by almost everyone that I've interacted with as far as like my gaming friends go. I just got back from Cabin Con where we had 20 something people, at an Airbnb playing games for 4 days. It's not a very popular game there. What I'll say is this game right here is what I thought Arcs was going to be and should have been. So for this game kills Arcs for me completely. I'll never pick it up again. Don't have any need to it at all. This is how follow the leader should work. This is how combat in a game like that should work. Um, yeah, this game has everything that I thought that last year's game of the year was going to have. So I'm very pleased. Transgalactica is a quality game. Devere killing it again. A lot of their games kind of fly under the radar a little bit, and people need to get out and play this one and recognize what it is because it's really 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 good and it's fun. It's like a fun game. You know, you never feel like you're really out of it because you can always take that secondary action or whatever for a smaller benefit, but you still get it. So what else?
I really like the theme of the game. I feel like I was immersed the whole time playing the game.
Mm. Yeah, it's got sort of a weird, like cartoony space vibe,
Well, there's
but
like cartoon type art, but then the game itself isn't really cartoonish, I feel like.
right, that's true. So I like the art too. The art's well done.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be like my personal style that I would gravitate towards, but I like it. I think it's good. They did a nice job with this. So
You like the little details on the boards, like the little lightning bolts here,
yeah, they did
people.
pay great attention to detail in all of this stuff. And the iconography is simple to learn as well. It's not something that you're going to get lost in the book forever. Like, oh, what does that do again? 20 turns later. Once you see it, you know what it is, and then it becomes intuitive to you. So all of those things are all positive things for this game. Like I said, one negative aspect would be the sticker components, and they're not even required. They're an optional deal. So
Also, a little thing I really like about the game. It's just very minor. The way you can achieve these little things up here. That's, I feel like,
like end of game scoring contracts, yeah,
yeah,
those are pretty cool.
because there
They're like
is.
Senate seats or something. Like you become part of the Galactic Senate for, getting so many things done, like 3 level 1 contracts or whatever it might be.
I feel like it just kind of brings the game together a little bit. Because there is not much endgame scoring in this game at all. It's pretty much just resources, objective, and money. Those are the
Yeah,
only three
you do have a
actual
personal objective that you'll
end of
pick at
game
the end of the
scoring.
game too. That's another thing I like. So a lot of these games that have personal objectives, they will give you, 3 or 4 of them, and you choose one, and that's the one you're working towards in the game. In this one, you get 2 end of game objective cards, and you don't pick which one you want to score until the game is over.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you can say, okay, look, I did really well in this one. I'm going to score that one. So I like that too. I think they thought of a lot of things that people might, have
I think
people have been thinking about for a couple of years now, surrounding worker placement games and things like that.
I
So
think they definitely listen to feedback.
yeah, this is an improvement upon any worker placement game that I've played so far this year. That's for sure. So Transgalactica 2025, it's gotta be, it's. I can probably say this at this point. We're mid July. It's in my top 10 now for top 2025, and I don't see how it would get dislodged that easily. I just really don't. It's very good, and I played a lot of 2025 games this past weekend, so this is there cemented in the top 10. Go out and get yourself a copy. It's pretty readily available, I believe. Um, and it's just great. Yeah, love it. So happy to do the video for you. Future content, come check us out. If you like what we do, subscribe to the channel. If you're coming over from the old channel, please join us on the new channel. Help us out, like, subscribe, all those things cost you absolutely nothing. And then, excuse me, we're going to be doing we just launched a live video on the new Unmatched tournament that we're going to do. I believe Lewis has the bracket all done for that. We're going to do a box art list pretty soon. I think it's just box art of games that we own. So we'll see. Mina's putting that one together. And then we'll do a review of Roth because this game needs to be discussed.
Yes.
And I don't know, there's some other things. So come join us.
Also, the Unmatched will probably be an entire live tournament. We probably won't do a single actual structural video on
It'll
that.
probably be live.
We will probably just do a live
Let's
tournament.
broadcast that whole live all the way through, probably as well. We'll just go broadcast live. All right. Well, that's it for now.
See you next time.
See you next time.